Welcome back to Central Valley Talk. This show is real estate and home improvement. You know, we've had people on all week telling us how to care for our home, which roofer, which plumber we should hire, whether we should get solar or not. But my favorite part of the show is when we have true real estate professionals come in, experts on loans and experts on real estate to give us some advice. Today, the true experts, who I've known for years and years, and I believe them and I trust them, is the Julia and Tad Tadich.
Who are 70 and 68. So yeah.
Should we ask which is 70, which is 68, or is that?
He's 70.
He's that?
I'm the old guy.
Now, you guys have been at this a couple of years.
A few, yes.
Almost 40.
For 40 years, yeah. Now, you do loans, you sell properties, you help people find houses to
Right.
buy or properties to buy, and you help people get loans.
Right.
And you've seen the loans go up and down and up and down. My first one was 9%,
Yeah. Ours was 12.
You were lucky.
12%. Yeah, it worked out good for us. I made a lot of money on that first house. So I don't know what it is now, but is it still okay time to buy?
7.
7?
Well, honestly, I'm telling people, we always say, don't go FHA, don't go FHA. But now we're in a true FHA market because they have done a lot with changing the LLPs, lender requirements. And so if you have a lower FICO score, they're giving you better interest rates and better deals.
So FHA is okay right now?
Yeah, because with 5% down,
Right.
5% down, your mortgage insurance goes to like 0.8 and or 0.33, but it's smaller with a bigger down payment. And
And it goes
if you
away.
try to turn
Goes
it
away.
into a
Level.
conventional loan with the same buyer with the same FICO scores, and you have to have higher FICO scores even with FHA to get those programs. Conventionals, the mortgage insurance is ugly.
Right.
So then you're faced with putting more down.
You've said a lot of things, a lot of numbers, a lot of terms. As the average buyer, I don't need to learn all that. I'm going to go to an expert,
Right.
Julia Tadich, who's going to get me in the best loan.
Right. Right.
You can.
You might be an LPMI loan, or you might be an FHA loan, or maybe you might be a conventional loan.
Are you saying
And-
people should not be discouraged right now because there's probably
No.
something out there for them?
Unfortunately, life happens. Does life happen, dear? It's happened a lot to us.
Yeah.
And so people are always having to buy and sell. Things are happening. People pass away unexpectedly. They didn't have a will. There's a lot of houses out there that are vacant. They need probate. That's the kind of stuff that we work on. We look for difficult things. We look for people that are in default, and we'll go knocking on the people's doors looking for those people. We still do that. Defaults.
You find a
increase.
solution for anybody in any
Yes,
property. Yeah.
yes.
There's always a way.
Yeah.
Now, houses are going to sell, they're going to sell.
Right. And you just have a lot of people with cash coming into the market. It's still
Right.
going on, and a lot of out-of-town buyer. It's all the same. It's the same as when I first got in the business. It's the same today.
Wow.
Same
Now,
as-
Tad, you guys have some properties for sale.
Oh, yeah, we have, let's see, one active current listing that is, well, it's just coming back on the market. But we've got 18 coming up in the next couple of weeks.
Oh, my goodness.
Some of them are lots up in Millerton, right at the end of Sky Harbor, right on the water right now.
Right on the
lake
water.
level is, I mean, right there at the edge, so.
If
it's
somebody's
pretty-
dreaming of having a house on the lake and they can't afford a house on the lake right now, would it be a good idea to buy a lot now? And
Well, it depends on their situation and what their future plans are.
It's
If
not
they're buying the
financeable.
lot, planning to build.
they may have to
in
pay
the-
cash, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty much always. Now, you can recoup some of that maybe when you do your build
Yes.
with construction and doing all-in-one loan. That's possible.
And those loans
Um,
are out there.
So you can get a loan, buy the lot, and buy the house, build the house.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
If you go to Julia Tadich.
Well, we know how.
You
Yeah.
guys know
Yeah.
how. Tad or Julie, I should say.
This, I mean, it's something, and right now, there isn't a lot up there that is actually for sale except for completed homes, which are coming dearly.
Right.
We were just up there today, and there was 2 listings total, and there were 4 houses that were obviously in the final stages of completion or construction, and those aren't going to go under 600.
Are these something that people need to sell them?
Well, maybe they're building them to sell.
To sell, like
I
on
couldn't
spec?
tell you for sure, but most of them look like they could be specs.
But still, 600,000, I mean.
To be on the lake?
And
Yeah,
two,
that's
two
a really
acres
good
right
price,
on
I
the
think,
lake.
isn't it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
2 acres on the lake is not bad. Some of the lots are little bit larger. We've got a couple that are pushing 5.
Mm.
So there's lots up there.
I think our best listing is a quarter, is it quarter acre?
No,
No, it's a
4/10 of-
4/10 of an acre with 2 houses on it in Clovis.
Mm, 2 houses.
Yes.
Got a
Well,
little family compound.
Yes, it is. But
It's a
and
true mother-in-law.
Yeah, but and also it's a buildable lot. It's got a pool on it. It has land. You could put another third property on
Third
there
house.
easily.
Yeah, and they
Plenty
let you
of
do
room.
that now, don't they?
That's right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, here's where I hear from a lot of people, and maybe you could help. People were gonna sell their house, COVID came along, they didn't want all these COVID people in their house, so they didn't sell it. Now it's been 2-3 years, they have this house, they don't even know what their house is worth anymore, or if they should sell it. Can you help with that?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
What do you
and
charge to tell somebody what their house is worth?
Nothing.
Exactly.
It's free, it's free to find out, huh?
That-
Yes.
that part's
I-
the easy
yeah,
part.
Why do you ask that question? It's
Did
free.
you,
It's the information. People really think that. Or
Viewers-
they go
my
to
viewers
Zillow
wanna
and
know, my
they,
viewers-
they go to Zillow and think that those are the prices.
Those aren't the values,
Yeah.
really, no. That's just, people always say Zillow this, Willow that, I know. I don't trust, like, you know who I trust? Julia and Tad they'll tell you what your house is worth. Yeah,
Well-
some young agents come along and they tell them it's worth more than it is, and it makes a mess, it never sells, and people get disappointed, so they really need to know the true value.
Right. And,
And Zillow ain't the way to find that
Zillow
out.
is not the way to find out, so. And it's free, why wouldn't you call somebody who's
Right.
been at this for 40 years and find out?
and
if
when
it-
you call our phone number, we answer our phones.
Really, it's 80 years, 40 and 40, right?
Yes.
80 years of experience.
Well, I've
No
been
wonder I
I've been
feel
an
so
agent
old.
longer than him.
He is, okay.
He's been a
More
broker
experience.
longer than me,
Where I could talk to you guys for hours. Sellers are thinking of selling ought to call you.
Yes.
Find out the truth.
Yeah.
Buyers who, they don't know all these terms,
we
dues,
do
and
a
points
good
and this and
job
that.
with borrowers.
You can help them get educated
Especially
and
first-time
get
home
qualified
And
first time.
there's Cal HAFA available right now for first-time home buyers. There is programs.
What about veterans?
USDA, VA.
VAs,
Yes,
no
I do
problem.
all of
We
that.
do.
We do all of that.
That's a good deal for veterans,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Not so much down,
So it just,
0 down.
0 down. Okay.
They may have a funding fee depending on their medical status. If they are receiving payment from the government for a service-related injury,
Mhm.
they have a 0 funding fee.
and you can use, you can use down payment assistance with Cal HAFA with VA.
Okay. Down payment
We
assistance.
can
with
make
VA.
all kinds
Oh,
of
my
things happen.
goodness.
Yeah.
But again, as a buyer, I don't want to figure all that stuff out. I want
Yeah.
the professionals,
Right.
experienced people to figure all that
Right.
stuff out for me. So we covered sellers, we covered buyers, covered some of your listings.
Mhm.
Last thoughts for our viewers before we have to go?
Give us a call.
Tell us, Tad, again, what's the name of the company? How do they reach you?
Clovis First Real Estate Services, or www.clovisfirst.com. And first is 1ST.
Yeah.
Also,
Well put.
if you are experiencing any type of life changes, it'd be a good idea to consult professionals.
Okay.
We're specialists in probate, clearing up messy titles. We've every time I say we've seen it all,
Right.
somebody comes up with a new one on us.
Oh my
but
gosh.
We're ready to handle it.
know- you
We're
know how to
involved,
wade
we're
through that.
involved in
Yeah.
this situation that's requiring attorneys to get it straightened out. It is such a mess. Just explaining what has gone on for these people.
Just from what you said earlier, so if somebody dies or somebody,
Intestate.
Whatever
That's
happens, and-
usually what happens.
by the way, it's going to happen to all of us.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But also, if people are, they're behind, they're in trouble,
Oh,
they just can't
that's-
seem to catch up, you can help them with that?
Yes.
Help them figure
Yes.
that out.
Yes.
Sometimes it means a sale, sometimes we apply for modification or for forbearance, those types of
And
things.
sometimes
if it
they
makes
have,
sense.
have such small amount that they owe, and they have, at least have some income, and we actually have lenders that we can actually turn this into a different loan and get
Different
started
loan
all
for
over
them.
again.
Start all
Yeah.
over again, all right. By the way, is this phone number 559-977-3583?
That's my number.
And it goes right to you and you
Yes,
answer. Okay,
yes.
very good. I always say, don't buy a house from somebody who doesn't answer their own phone.
That's so common.
Definitely don't let someone sell
Oh.
your house is not answering
Right,
their own phone.
right.
and call Julia Tadich. That's her number. There's their website, and we have to go. But thank you for coming.
Thank you.
I love to have you guys on. You're always so full of information and knowledge.
And energy.
And energy,
We both
too.
have ADHD.
That's right. We'll be back with more right
Okay.
after this.